Hello and welcome to lecture number 4 of this course. Today we will be learning about the inbuilt string functions present in Java. So without any delay, let's start today's lecture. Okay, so the first function we will be learning is charAt. Now, before we start with the execution and what is charAt, let me tell you that in string, if we write something like hello, this is a string. So in number system, we start our counting from 1, 2, 3, 4. That means we count our numbering from 1. But in strings and arrays in Java, we start our counting or what we call indexing from 0. We start our indexing from 0. So the first letter will be numbered as 0. The second letter will be numbered as 1, then 2, 3, 4, and so on. So you need to remember that in strings and arrays, the first element is always numbered or indexed 0. Alright. So now let's come to the method. The method is charAt. What is saying that it returns the character at the specified index or position. And what is the return type? The return type is char. That means it returns a character. So what will happen? Suppose we have stored this string hello inside the variable s. Alright. Now if we do s dot charAt 2, what it will do, it will return as a character, it will give a character as an output. So what is the index we have mentioned over here? We have mentioned the index 2. So it will go over here 0 1 2, it is getting an l. So what it will return? It will return l. Now what will be the output if we do s dot charAt 4? S dot charAt 4, which element or which character is present at the fourth position? O is present at the fourth position, so the output will be O. All right, so let's try it on the window. Let's move to our BlueJ window. All right, let's make the string is hello, and let's print is dot charAt 2. All right, and in the next line let's print s dot charAt 4, so that we can verify the output. S dot charAt 4. All right, let's compile it and run it. Okay, so what is the output? The first output is L and the next output is O. So that's what we discussed in over here. S dot charAt 2 will return L and S dot charAt 4 will return O. Alright. So this is how the charAt function works. Now let's move on to the next function, that is compareTo. This is very important, and to understand this function you need to remember about the ASCII value which we have learned. In the second lecture, I guess, we have discussed about the ASCII values of the string. Let me write it once again. A to Z, capital A to Z, capital A, the ASCII value of capital A is 65 and capital Z is 90. So capital B will be 66, C will be 67, and so on. So A to Z is 65 to 90, and small a to small z will be 97 to 122. Small a will be 97, small b will be 98, small c will be 99, and so on. So now what does this compareTo function do? Uh, it compares between two strings lexicographically. That means what? Okay, I will clear it. Just remember that the return type is int. Return type is int. Now let's understand it. What does it mean? Compares two string lexicographically. Suppose I have written over here, my first string is equal to hello. All right, and my second string s2 is also hello. All right, now if I do s dot compare to s2, what will be the output? Can you guess what will be the output? The output will be 0. Why? Because it starts comparing the two strings from the first position. The when it will get it first mismatch character, it will return the difference in ASCII value. Now here all the characters are same. H is getting matched over here. E is getting matched. L here also L and O. So none of the characters were mismatched in these two strings. So the output is 0. Now, if I change this thing over here and if I write my first string is cat and my second string is dog, and then if I do s dot compare to s2, Can you guess what will be the output? Can you guess what will be the output? The output will be minus 1 over here. Why? Let's understand. The first index over here is C and the first index over here is D. So these two characters are not matching with each other. There is a mismatch. So if we try to do C and D, what is the ASCII value of C? Small c. The ASCII value of small c will be 90, 790, 99, and small d will be 100. Now s dot compared to works like this. The first string, the first ASCII value minus the second ASCII value. So first ASCII value is 99, second ASCII value is 100. So 99 minus 100, the answer will be minus 1. And if we have reversed the case, if we have done s2 dot compared to s, then what will be the output? s2. So the first mismatch character we are getting is d and over here is c. So it will be d minus c, 100 minus 99. So the answer would have been 1 if we have done s2 dot compared to s. All right. So let's try it on the window. Now let's comment these two statements out at first and make another string s2 equal to, let me put the same thing over here, hello. All right, and let's make another string s3 equal to cat and string s4 equal to dog. So then if I do system.out.println s dot compare to s2, then what will be the output? Okay, what is the error over here? System.out.println s dot compared to s2. Just a minute. Semicolon expected. Oh, I have missed a bracket. All right. Now again system.out.println s3 dot compared to s4. So what will be the output over here? In this case, cat and dog is getting compared. The first mismatch character over here is C and over here is D. So what will happen? S3 means first we will get C and then from S4 we are getting D. So C minus D, the output will be minus 1. Alright, so the output will be minus 1 over here. And what will be the output over here? S dot compared to S2. Since both the strings are same, so there is no mismatch character over here. So it will be 0. Suppose the ASCII value of H is 30. Suppose it's not 30, but let's pick it as 30. So 30 minus 30, it will be 0. Suppose it is 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. So all the characters over here will return 0 since there are no mismatch characters. All right. So the output will be 0 over here and the output will be minus 1 over here. Let's try to compile it and run it. Okay, so the first output is 0 as expected and the next output is minus 1 as expected. All right, so this was all about the compareTo function. Next is compareToIgnoreCase. This is very similar to what we have discussed just now. compareToIgnoreCase will work similarly, just one change. Suppose I have written s equal to hello and in s2 I have written capital H, capital E, small l O. So then if I do s dot compare to and ignore case, if we add this condition compared to ignore case s2, then what will be the output? What will be the output? You will think that the ASCII value of H is how much? The ASCII value of H is suppose 32 and the ASCII value of capital H is suppose it's 96 or something like that. It's not, but let's suppose it is 32 and it is 96 because you know the ASCII value of lowercase characters are different from the ASCII value of uppercase characters. We have already discussed that here. So you will think that there will be a difference, but no. When it is mentioning that ignore case, that means both the strings will only go with the characters. Only go with the characters. Here it's small h and capital H will also be treated as small h. All right. So h and h will evaluate to the same thing, and the output will be 0. So let's try it. Okay. Let's change it over here. Let's make it small h and let's make it capital H and keep the rest of the things as it is. Okay. So what will be the output now? Here it is small h and here it is capital H. All right. Let's do it with small c and capital C. Okay. So you would have been thinking that the ASCII value of small c is how much? 97, 1999, and the ASCII value of capital C is how much? It is 68. So the difference would have been what? S dot compared to S2. That is 99 minus 68. So difference would have been something like 31. If we use S dot compared to function, if we use S dot compared to function, the output will be how much? 31. Because from S we are getting small c and from S2 we are getting capital C. So 99 minus 68. The difference would have been 31. Isn't it? 65, 60, 60. Sorry. The capital C is 67. So difference would have been 32. And if we use system.println s dot compared to an ignored case along with it, then what will be the change? S dot compared to an ignored case along with it, then what will be the change? Ignored case. Now guess what will be the output? The output will be 0 in this case. The output will be what? The output will be 0 in this case. Let's try to compile it and run it. See, in the first case the output is 32 and in the second case the output is 0. So 32 because we were using the compareTo function and here we are using compareToIgnoreCase function. So it is small c lowercase and it is capital C uppercase, but it is ignoring the cases. So the output is 0 because both the characters are c. Whether it is in lowercase or uppercase, it doesn't matter. All right. So let's do our next function, concat. This is a very easy function. I can show it directly on the screen. We have already learned about concatenation using the plus operator. Suppose I am making it hello and I am making it world. Let's make it world. So if I do system dot out, okay, just a minute. System dot out dot print ln s plus s2. Then what will be the output? And if I do the same thing, just make a little change. System dot out dot print ln s dot concat s2, then what will be the output? Look over here, s plus s2, I told you that plus is used as an concatenation operator when we are evaluating it with strings. So s is a string, that's why the plus is becoming a concatenation operator instead of an arithmetic operator. So s and s2, both the strings will be concatenated with each other, so the output will be hello world, isn't it? And here also we are using the concat function, the same output will be produced over here also. S dot concat s2, that means hello world. S is giving us hello and s2 is giving us world, so hello world, these two are getting concatenated. Let's try to compile it and run it. See, the output is hello world. All right. So this is how the concatenation function works. S dot concat s2, hello and world, these two strings are getting concatenated to each other. Now if you think that I need a space between them, I need to put a space between them, what you will do? Here you will put space over here, s plus space s2. So here hello and world, there will be a space in between in the case of the output. Let's try it. Check. Here there is a space, hello and world. But since we are using the concat function, there won't be any space between s and s2. Hello and world both are getting concatenated like this. This is the output. All right. So let's discuss our next function, contents. Now, contents is a function which we will not use much but for our ICSE purpose, but I think you need to learn because there is no point in discussing something which is not there in ICSE syllabus. But just keep in mind that contents is a function which checks whether a string contains a sequence of characters or not. Alright, and the return type is boolean over here. I don't think I need to discuss this because this is not important for ICSE. Next we will be doing ends with. Here a string is ending with some specified characters or not, that will be checked, and if it is, then it will return a boolean value. That means it will return true or false. So let's try it on window. Now here hello ends with hello, isn't it? If we do system.out.println, system.out.println is dot ends with what, llo, then what it will return. And if I do the same thing, but in case of s2, then what it will return. Here s dot ends with llo, the string s is hello and the last characters are llo. So yes, s is ending with llo, so it will return true. But here s2 is what, world. Are the last characters llo? No, llo is not present over here, so the output over here will be false. So the output over here will be false. All right, let's try to compile it and run it. See, the first output is true and the second output is false. So I think the ends with function is clear to you now, and it's very easy also. And the next one is equals. The next one is equals. Now this is very completely similar to what, the compared to function. It is completely similar to the compared to function. On the only point of difference over here is the return type. In the case of compared to, it was returning an int value. That is it is returning an integer. But here it will return true or false. If both the strings are equal, then it will return true. If both the strings are not equal, then it will return false. And same with the equals ignore case. It is similar to the compared to ignore case. It will not check the uppercase, or it will not check whether it is in uppercase or lowercase. It will check only the characters. And same thing, the compared to ignore case was returning in int data type, and here it will return in boolean data type. All right, so let's try it. Let's make it another variable, string s3 equal to hello. All right, so let's make it system dot out dot println s dot equals s2. So are the two strings equal? No, hello and world are not equal. Here it will return false. And if I do the same thing, but if I make it system.out.println s dot equals s3, here s is also hello and s3 is also hello. Both the strings are equal. So in this case, it will return true. All right. Now, if I change something, string s4 equal to hello. Now, if I do system.out.println s dot equals s4, guess what will be the output? And if I do s dot equals ignore case s4, then guess what will be the output? Here s dot equals s4. S is containing hello. S4 is also containing hello, but S, the first letter over here is capital H, and the first letter over here in S4 is small h. So there is a mismatch. So these two strings are not equal. Therefore, it will return false. But when we are using the ignore case function, both the strings are hello. The first letter over here is capital H and the first letter over here is small h. There is a mismatch in the first letter. But ignore case function does what? Ignore case function ignores the case. Here it is uppercase, here it is lowercase, but it doesn't matter. Both the characters are H. So it will return what? It will return true. Because the rest of the word is same, ELLO, here it is also ELLO. The first mismatch was over here, capital H and small h, but it is ignoring the case. So the both the strings are becoming equal. So it will return true. What will be the output? False, true, false, true. Isn't it? Let's try to compile it and run it and check whether it is correct or not. False, true, false, true. Okay. False, true, false, true. So the outputs are correct. False, true, false, true. Now let's move on to our next function, indexOf. Now, indexOf means what? It returns the position of the first found occurrence of specified characters in a string. Let's try with an example. Suppose I have written s equal to hello. The same example again. If I do s dot index of e, what will be the output? S dot index of e. I told you the numbering starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The numbering starts from 0. So there are 5 letters over here. The numbering will be 0 to 4. Now s dot index of, here we will be passing a character, and we will try to find the position of that character within the string, and the return type will be int because it will be returning in which position the character is present. So e over here is present in the first position, so the output will be 1 in this case. All right, let's try it on the window. If I do system dot out dot println s dot index of s dot index of e, and if I do the same thing, let's make it dot println s dot index of o. What will the output? Let's try to compile it and run it. Okay, so in first case the output is 1, and in next case the output is 4. Why? Because here it is 0, it is 1, then it is 2, then it is 3, and then it is 4. So the output of E is 1 because E is present on the first position or index number 1, and O is present on the fourth position or index number 4. The output are 1 and 4. Alright. Okay. So these were the string functions. There are another set of functions, but we will discuss them on the next lecture. As of now, go through these functions because those are very important for the ICSE examinations. The only thing I have not done over here is the contents function. This is not much important, but just remember that it checks whether a string contains a sequence of characters or not, and the return type is Boolean. All right. Okay. Let me give one example. Let's do it also. String s equal to hello, and let's do the contents function. Suppose I'm doing system dot out dot println, and let me do s dot contents ll llo. Let's make it llo or only ll, and again let's copy this and do it on s2. Now can you guess the output? S dot contents ll, that means s, the string over here is hello. In this string hello, is there any set of characters ll, or are there any character ll? Yes, there are two characters ll, but in the string s2, the string over here is world, but are there any set of characters ll? No, only single l is there, but ll is not present. So the output over here will be true, and the output over here will be false because it returns in boolean data type, isn't it? So let's check, the output will be true and false. Let's check it. The output are true and false over here. So this is what about the contents function. I've covered this also. So this is how string functions work. Those are the first few functions. There are many functions we will discuss on the next lecture. But as of now, go through these functions. And if there are any doubt, post it in the comment section. I'll be helping you out. And please do like, share, and comment, and help it reach those students who are financially incapable of paying tuition fees. All right. So goodbye.